Hello everybody, welcome to a World of Warships Blitz video. Today's video is the Prinz Eugen, which is the Tier 8 Premium German cruiser. This is actually, I think, my first outing in the Prinz Eugen, which is a couple of weeks old, or a month or so old. During the Black Friday sales, it was very cheap, so we've wanted it for a while and we thought there was no better opportunity. Yeah, so we're taking it out for a spin. This is its sort of like it's in very much a stock configuration. So when I take ships out, what I do is, especially at low tier, I just buy a whole lot of equipment, see how it goes. But at high tier, the cost of just buying and changing equipment becomes a real problem. So what I do is I take it out stock and see how it performs. Particularly, I'm looking for things like, does it outturn its guns? You know, what's its agility like? Is it able to bait torpedoes, which most things are, because if you can bait torpedoes in a Bismarck, you can pretty much bait torpedoes in anything. Yeah, so just overall looking at its performance, how often it gets lit on fire, what sort of opponents you sort of work your way up against. And so what I do is I'll slowly fill in the equipment slots. By default on a cruiser, what I'd like to do is get a Tier 8 dispersion. What I'd like to do is get deck protection, and the ideal would be stealth. Now, believe it or not, but obviously those may not be the best choices, because what the ship is actually good for may actually be a little bit different. So if it doesn't have the agility, and the ship certainly does not prove to have a lot of agility, it's likely that that third slot will go in steering gear modification number 2. If it catches fire, well, that's the deck protection's good, but if it needs a bit more kick on the acceleration, you know, the acceleration, which is normally what I use for a battleship potentially, I would stick something in there. So, yeah, and if its turret rotation is absolutely trash, then obviously I'd try and fix that, but I'm trying not to. So I'm playing some games in order to familiarise myself with it now. What I'm trying to do also is use it a little bit more as a central fleet cruiser. The Admiral Hipper, my Admiral Hipper, has a shocking win rate, and mostly it's down to playstyle. So what I've done with the Admiral Hipper, and it's probably a feature of a hangover from when I first got it, is I try and use it a little bit like an Edinburgh or Fiji, and it's not. I do tend to get a little bit closer to my opponents than is necessary. These guns don't have the best dispersion, but they have reasonable range, and they're hard hitting at range. So there we go, baiting torpedoes, even in the stock Prinz Eugen. Yeah, so overall, how does the ship feel? I played it once or twice on the press account, but you can't really do justice on the press account. I mean, the press account's really I use it for stats. I might give it an initial first impression, but basically that's just jumping in the ship and going for it. But I don't, believe it or not, I don't actually enjoy playing on the press account. I enjoy the achievement on the personal account. So I don't spend a lot of time on the press account, which means that I never really familiarise myself enough with the ships to do a really decent job. I just, you know, what's it like when you first buy it is the impression you're getting from me. Anyway, here we go. We have this little cruiser under fire. I'm keeping the range open. This has actually relatively good armour for a cruiser. The ship I'm in, anyway, Prinz Eugen. It's probably the toughest cruiser at Tier 8. It will still get slammed by a battleship, but it won't go under quite as quickly as something like a Chabayev or a Mikhail Kutuzov. I am enjoying having the air defence, because it makes me feel like at least I'm not just helpless target. There goes the Admiral Hipper. So yeah, so a bit of patience, a bit of long range shooting. So the developments since this time is I've bought the historical camo. There is the Eagle camo, which is actually the better camo from the point of view of statistics, because it provides another dispersion buff, but the historical camo actually looks really, really good. So I went with the historical camo, which has some benefits, but not quite the same benefits. So yeah, the historical camo does look really good. It looks like a little mini Bismarck, which is exactly what it was designed to look like. And yeah, you know, these are historical ships, so why would you not take the benefit? So anyway, we've got a few bounces at range. That's one of the frustrations, I suppose, of heavy cruiser guns, is at extreme range. They can bounce off, and it can be a little bit tricky trying to hit the front or the stern of the ship, because with just a little bit of movement, and they are your guns go from a hit to a miss. So we'll just keep working away at him. We have reasonable health left. Looks like he's advancing, so we're going to give him a bit of lead. We're just going to maintain a reasonably difficult return angle for him. So, and I think from memory there was another ship coming around this corner, so I just need to be a little bit careful. Oh, someone else takes him down. Oh well, we did our... But that's, you know, a fire and long range at Iowa isn't something that I would probably do, for example, in Edinburgh. Unless there's absolutely nothing else to shoot at. And then it would probably be quite a different approach. Yeah, so this carrier obviously has a particular... yeah, he's particularly keen to come after me. Oops, I used the damage control, and he's going to come in with his torpedoes. Let's see how that turns out. Oh no, this is fighters. So he's steaming towards the cap. 53 seconds is not enough time to grab the cap. And to be fair, in these sorts of games, should you be steaming towards the cap? Probably not, actually, because if you can't take it, there's no point in exposing yourself. Although we do have good backup. He comes into view. Oh, it is an Indomitable, which is all I have to worry about with the Indomitable is I'm starting fires, and all I have to prevent fires from being started is, well, nothing, so that's no fun. But he's sent his airplanes over, his fires are started, 20 seconds remaining. It's probably not going to be enough time for his airplanes to get some fires going. And I can counteract the fires by using the repair party. And in the meantime, he's going to get, he's getting a lot of attention. And 4 seconds remaining, let's get those shots out. Someone else takes the kill. So yeah, I mean, it's a good, comfortable first game. I just need to be careful that I don't become overly aggressive. There he goes, he was heading for me. Yeah, especially good because I got the battle star, so a bit of patience in this ship. It is a fleet, the support ship, and the Admiral Hipple, when I actually travel at half speed, does significantly better than if I put it up 2 notches. So yeah. Anyway, I do enjoy a good brawl, so that is a personal problem I have to work my way through. Anyway, so there you go. The Prinz Eugen is actually not bad. It's tough. It's got reasonably strong long-range guns. It's not, yeah, it's not bad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.